Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm State Representative Jesse Young. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for coming. I had a unique opportunity when I left my home to come here today. As I was coming down the stairs, something caught my ear, and it was my 3-year-old son laughing and playing in the background. And you're probably familiar with that type of laughter, the type that doesn't know fear, has never been encumbered with any type of real pain in their life. And it's just a joyous laughter. I didn't know a lot of that when I was growing up as a child, a homeless kid on the streets of Hilltop in Tacoma. And so I worked really hard, had a lot of providence in my life, and rose up out of that poverty and worked tirelessly to make sure that my family would never know the homelessness that I grew up with, would never taste what it feels like to actually be hungry or to not know where you're going to lay your head at night. And when I chose to come into politics, it was derived from the notion that maybe I could offer my skill set to not only do that for my family, but to also provide that skill and hard work for you so that you might, and your children might never know that type of fear. And so I made a bunch of promises when I came in as your state representative 9 years ago. I made a promise that I would be bipartisan and that I would work for you. And that's why I'm now choosing to run for state senate, because I believe the levers over there will allow me to continue to fight for you every day. Thank you.
Senator Randall, 90 seconds to you.
Thank you all so much. I really am truly grateful for the outpouring of participation that we have in our legislative district. It's important that each of our neighbors have a voice, use their vote to make a decision about the kind of leadership that you all want for the next 4 years. I'm grateful that this district chose me to serve as your senator 4 years ago. I grew up in this community, and the values of this community have really influenced my work in the legislature. I bring with me the stories of my grandparents who chose Kitsap to raise their families, a welcoming community, who chose this place to find economic opportunity for their children and themselves, grandparents who served in the fire department and the Department of Defense, and teachers and educators who instilled in me a desire to give back, to open doorways for folks wider. And it's my experience as a first-generation college graduate who had to go across the country to afford education that would open the doorway for me that makes me fight so hard for educational opportunity for our young people. It's a story of my sister who had complex disabilities that has fueled my desire to fight for universal health care and for Medicaid expansion for new moms. It's your stories every day that I bring with me to Olympia, and I will continue to do so.